Can I offer you a sandwich with truffle? Yes.
Thanks.
Do you like it? Would you like to taste a truffle sandwich?
Oh, sure. Thanks very much.
Very nice.
What do you think? Do you like it?
Delicious.
Very nice.
Mwah.
For centuries, a precious ingredient for the most luxurious food tables. Legend has it that it was created when a thunderbolt hurled by Zeus struck the ground, a protagonist in paintings, poetry, and the culinary traditions of our country. It's born under the earth, hidden like all those rare and precious finds. Ladies and gentlemen, His Majesty, the truffle. From its collection to its arrival at the table, how it's conserved and how one uses it. Recipes for its fullest and tastiest appreciation. Come and see with us.
Come on.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Let's start with a basic fact from a real truffle searcher. And I have with me Cristiano Savini.
Hello?
Tell me something. We're on white truffle ground.
Yes.
Why? What?
Well, this is where we're now sitting. We are immersed in an area of the forest where the white truffle is the absolute king.
How should the vegetation be?
Well, some oaks, lime, hazel, this low scrub and beech. These are all truffles which assure that the white truffles grow well here in this environment.
And in this environment, on this type of ground, you can find white truffle.
No, not this environment. This is not the environment of the white truffle. We're about 10 kilometers off because you have to go about 50 kilometers towards the sea area, which is the zone of the pine forest.
So it's interesting that the white truffle and the whitish truffle, which is a less noble relation of the white truffle, have two different types of environment.
That's right, yeah.
Listen, let's go and make a search.
Yes, let's go since Giotto's is already really euphoric and so...
Him.
Come on, young fellow. Come on, where is it? Yeah.
I can also see other people.
Yeah.
Are we following your co-worker? What are you doing?
Well, yes, but we organise pretty often. I have to say that in the last years, this truffle experience, which is a 360-degree experience of the truffle, beginning right with the acacia.
Digging.
Yeah. So we have to go, we have to get these small groups of people where we let you see the world of the truffle. We'll let them live it personally. Let me see. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Good, come on.
He found it.
Yeah.
He's broken it in two.
This is a really lovely white one.
It really is ecstatic.
Yeah, it's more than ecstatic. What a shame. What a shame.
It was lovely and big. And so what you've taught me is soft on one side. And so it's a bit soft because it has absorbed water, no?
Yeah.
The perfume. There's a perfume.
That's right, exactly, yes.
But not that perfume which you expect freshly picked. A
No,
shame.
it's not that, it's not that. It's important to use it as quickly as you can.
I see, yes.
Beautiful.
Alberto!
Hi, Max. Good to see you.
Welcome back. Look, I have with me Alberto Simotea, the owner of Truffle&Friends in Via Borgogna,
Right.
and which sells only truffles.
White and black.
Okay, and here is a present.
How wonderful.
Giotto dug it up, and Cristiano gave it to me. He gave me this. Even if it is small, it's better than this one in quality. Because this one is a little more humid, so we have to make a choice. This one here, we should consume it when fresh, no?
This one we'll take back to the kitchen.
And this one?
We'll take it back to base.
Let's go.
Let's go, come on.
The white truffle, because we're talking about prized white truffle, has a life of 15 days. Clearly the first day it's never the same as the 15th day. Wrapped in paper, you take a paper towel like this, as we usually do. After brushing down the truffle, we put it in these paper towels, Scottex, absorbent tissue, inside a glass jar in the fridge. clearly, then the fridge allows for a life, not a longer life, because it wouldn't be right to say that, but definitely healthier. And I'll give you a perennial tip. Buy truffles and consume them within 3 to 4 days.
Truffle, jar. We put the weight on it after having cleaned it, so the truffle is sold in its brushed state. Because it is an expensive product, and even that minimum amount of earth can weigh something. Kept for 3 to 4 days in the fridge.
One of the typical recipes is definitely the tagliolino with white truffle. So then, the ingredients: white truffle, Parmesan cheese, and then we have added something, the sauce, because we want to make gratin with them, these tagliolini. We want them to be even more scrumptious. So we begin with the sauce, we take some truffle butter, around 15 grams, and we melt the butter.
We use a ghee, clarified butter, which is better. It's a butter with more fat because the fat allows you to bring out the best of the taste of the truffle. Butter, salt, a pinch of pepper to give it a bit of zest. And so, as we all know, heat the butter to a temperature of around 30 to 35 degrees without letting it get too hot, but keeping it malleable to work with. In the meantime, we take our selected truffle, white truffle, which we then cut into slices. We then toast it slightly and mix it all together. Something important, however, the percentage of truffle. Consider that in 100 grams of butter with white truffle, we have 5% truffle.
Now, let's melt the butter. We put in 15 grams of flour. As soon as our butter is melted, we prepare the milk, around 200 milliliters of milk. With a whisk or with a paddle, we melt the butter in this manner. It's already perfumed. We can already smell the flavors. Because what happens when we eat the truffle, above all the white truffle, we eat it raw. And so sometimes the taste of the truffle is a little separated from that of the pasta. If we could then use something to heighten the taste even more, then we would have a better result. I put in the flour. Let's make the famous roux that you all know. Letting the flour cook with the butter. Out of the flame, we put it here on the cutting board. And slowly add the milk. So, like this, slowly, slowly. We do this so that we avoid the nasty little lumps in the sauce. And then I put it back on the heat. Normally, when we speak of truffle, above all the white truffle, what is the best bond? The egg, the yolk of the egg in particular, and so in this case, the eggs are in the pasta. And the butter, absolutely, because the fat par excellence which binds with the white truffle is butter. And then what? Parmesan. And so it requires substantially all things fat. Let's take it off the boil, lowering the heat. It is so fragrant. Let me tell you that when you buy truffle oils or butters, there shouldn't be written flavorings, because that's where the deceit lies. But there should be written truffle inside. And in the meantime, what do? I want to make this sauce even richer. I want to put in the Parmesan. Let's see a little bit. Okay. And now, grated Parmesan. And so, when it is still hot, it will dissolve perfectly in the sauce. And so it becomes a sort of fondue of truffle and Parmesan. What a shame that you can't smell the fragrance. The water is boiling. Put in the pasta, which needs very little cooking. Approximately 100 grams of fresh noodles. My idea, what is it? To make a tagliolino, then, however, to put inside a pastry cutter or a mold. In this case, we have a pastry cutter. But you could also use an aluminium mold, those of the disposable creme caramels. And then you line it with butter. And then you put in the breadcrumbs, as in this case. And now I take the tagliolino in this way, and you put it inside here. Okay. Then what do? Here we are. You see? I stir it around here, inside, to get it really tasty. The fragrance is exceptional. And we stir. Here we are. Okay. Let's fill it up a little bit more. Okay. We're not satisfied with the Parmesan already in it, but from outside as well. Can you see the small amount of pasta? So we can be abundant with the fats. In this case, we'll do it like this. We'll exaggerate. I put a flake of butter in to make it better in this way. Okay. Okay. Like this. And we'll see each other in 5 minutes. Time to brown the surface of the pasta. Here we are. We begin to understand that it is transforming. Don't think there are any problems. Okay. Here I put this sauce on the side. Okay, like this. Then, what is the rule of the truffle? How do you put in the right portion of truffle? I personally like it very thin. Here we are. You try it as well. I hope you enjoy your truffle fare. Can I offer you a tartina with black truffle, madam?
Ah, thanks.
A pleasure. Do you like truffle?
Yes.
Okay, try. Go ahead.
Delicious.
Do you like truffle?
What is it?
Truffle.
Oh, tartufo.
Tartufo, right, truffle.
That's really lovely, that truffle.
Madam, you?
No, she doesn't like truffle. Is it Italian truffle?
Of course, only Italian. Good, huh?
Buono, eh?
Alberto, now I'm in your kingdom, via Borgogna. What is the idea of the truffle shop?
The idea of Truffle&Friends came about casually from my passion for truffles. But we created a unique format in the world for truffle tasting and for the sale of the product, which is a preview of what we're going to do in the next years. Truffle&Friends will not stop here. This is our first headquarters, and in these years we'll be opening in London, Paris and Moscow to spread this marvellous Italian product, which is the most expensive in the world.
Sure. I was looking a little bit at the packaging of these products, which are elegant, beautiful, and give the idea that you get the urge to eat them, to try them, right?
Yes, yes. When we began this idea, I asked the graphic designers, I asked Carlo Angelini, who created our packaging for us, to create a typically Italian packaging. Why Italian? Because it had to reflect its content. That's what we already thought. And it had to be beautiful. And there's an element of the design.
Of course.
And so something that should remain in the kitchen but should be brought to the table and exhibited with great pride and with great value. Here is the difference between, as far as I'm concerned, modernity and tradition.
This selection here is a selection suitable for the fresh truffle market or for the amateur, the truffle lover, who clearly wants to cook up a tagliolino and so goes to Alberto to buy a lovely truffle for a great dinner. We've tried a little to share as we generally do, and here we have a smaller cut, where in reality we're not talking about quality so much as the right size. So it's the size of the truffle, the smallest measurement required to be adequate for our preparations. And so the truffles under a certain size, in general we make them at 8 grams. They end up in our kitchen to be able to be created in our truffle-based products. They can be small, broken, eaten, chipped, scratched, so they have aesthetic defects, but that doesn't mean there's a qualitative defect in the product itself.
So in a few words, we do it like this. I take mine so I can make a lovely tagliolino.
Yeah, that's fine,
I can take it from here then.
Yeah.
I can take it from here. I was correct, educated, huh? This little piece.
You go for it, right? Right? And here, this is down to me, yeah.
And then we have to continue with...
Let's go.
Okay, very good. Alberto, let's go, let's go. So we'll divide it up.
All right. See you later.
Okay.
The white sauce with truffle comes from an improvement of the truffle sauce, which they're precisely 2 products that are made in the company, and they too have a history. In particular, my grandmother, who in the 70s, on Sundays, she invited friends and relatives to her house for lunch. And certainly, working in the world of truffles, you couldn't expect them not to eat truffles. And it was she, my grandmother, who prepared a truffle sauce with, or rather, rustic ingredients. She used to combine this mushroom sauce, in this case champignon mushrooms, olives, and putting in a tail of anchovy to give it a bit of pizzazz, chopped garlic, and of course the white truffle, whitish truffle for white sauce, and black summer truffle in the truffle maker sauce. And today, how do we do it? The ingredients are identical: champignon mushrooms, green olives in the case of white sauce, black olives in the case of the truffle maker sauce, whitish truffle in the case of white sauce, and black summer truffle in the truffle maker sauce. And so that's it. 2 perfect sauces, both for a tartine, and as for the first course, risotto, or even better, short pasta. So the proportion of the truffle here too is 5% for every 100 grams of product.
Guys, can I offer you a tartina with black truffle?
No, thanks.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
No, thanks.
What do you think?
Yes.
Do you like it?
Tastes like woods.
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 That's right, woods. Very good. The flavor of the woods. Thanks a lot. Ravioli stuffed with egg and white truffle. This is a recipe that I didn't invent. It's a Borghese recipe. It's a marvelous recipe, exquisite, because it is truly the combination of everything from the egg, yolk, the cheese, in this case ricotta, Parmesan cheese, the white truffle, and butter. There's everything that the white truffle loves. We'll begin immediately with the filling. Then we have the spinach, a little piece of spinach. Here we are. Then we melt the butter. And in the meantime, we work the ricotta. I would recommend cow ricotta. which has a more delicate taste, in this case, and not sheep ricotta. And then the ricotta, the cow milk type, Parmesan also here. Then, we are in this wonderful boutique of truffles. And so, I'll take a cream of porcini mushrooms. Here we go. I put in the spinach, not boiled, but only passed quickly in a pan with some butter. And so, now we have understood that the fat preferred by truffle, above all the white truffle, is butter. And here it is. Then, cream of porcini and truffle. Then, the spinach. You can see here a lovely color with the green. Here we are. And this is ready. Now, let's say that I'm ready. And the thickness is the right one. I square it. The cut-offs are not to be thrown away naturally. And so I now must create a sort of accommodation for our egg. So then I have to put the filling in like this, with a little hole. Here we are, a sort of nest. Let's make another. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. Then we put in the first egg. There we go. Then, as with all ravioli, I have to let the air out. Okay? Just like this. You see that I caress it. This here is still more delicate because we know that the egg yolk is inside. Okay, the butter is going well. I'll go with the ravioli. That is the ravioli. Here they are. I'll prepare a dish service. Here we are. The cutter for my truffle. Here is the white truffle and the Parmesan. The secret of understanding the right cooking for ravioli, what is it? It is that of feeling the edge, because it is there that the two pastas overlap, and thus becomes thicker. And thus this can remain slightly harder and uncooked. Now, I arrange our ravioli on the plate, like so. We'll put the butter on. Like this. We'll put on the Parmesan cheese. Okay. Now the truffle. Subtle, but abundant. Okay, in this way, we're not going to throw anything away. I would just put a little bit here, so as to reheat the truffle and inebriate even more those who will eat it. The dish is ready. Try it because really, it'll send you into ecstasy. I recommend you to choose your white truffle well. Can I offer you a truffle tartina? Do you like truffle? Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I offer you a truffle tartina?
No, no, thanks.
For you?
Bravo, bravissimo.
Sorry, madam. Do you like truffle?
Oh, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Buonissimo. Buonissimo.